Welcome to another attempt at filling out the application. In other words, expanding our ability to apply the words of Scripture to our lives. I'm your host, Larry, and today we will be looking for connection points in Acts chapter 18. Acts chapter 18 definitely has a Roadrunner and the Coyote type moment. I don't know if you're familiar with those old cartoons, but the Roadrunner would race across the West while the Coyote made his plans to capture and eat him. Inevitably, though, the Coyote's plans boomerang back on him in the most painful ways you can imagine. By this point in Acts, we have come to expect one of three outcomes. Paul will either be accepted and stay a little while, take a beating and then leave, or run to escape the beating. In Corinth, Paul actually gets to invest a year and a half of his life because he receives a message from the Lord in verses 9 and 10, which states, "Do not be afraid. Keep on speaking. Do not be silent. For I am with you, and no one is going to attack and harm you, because I have many people in this city." Jesus didn't say it would all be smooth sailing, though. In the narrative which follows, the part of Wile E. Coyote is played by Sosthenes, the synagogue leader, who with a group of local religious leaders brings Paul to the place of judgment to stand before the Roman proconsul Gallio. They accuse Paul of teaching people to worship contrary to the law, but Gallio is having none of it. He proclaims his willingness to hear a real crime, but doesn't see this religious issue as being his concern. The strange thing is that after he dismisses them, the crowd turns on Sosthenes and beats him up right in front of the proconsul, who Luke assures us showed no concern whatever. That is cold, and I'm sure it ended with Sosthenes having a Coyote moment and thinking that he somehow expected this to turn out differently. It's good that Paul got to invest so much time in Corinth, because he gave a lot of it to Aquila and Priscilla. They came as fugitives when the Emperor Claudius ordered all Jews out of Rome. This couple would even go on with Paul when he finally left for Syria before choosing to stay in Ephesus. The mentoring Paul gave them was a worthwhile investment for several reasons. The most obvious was seen in their encounter with the bold evangelist Apollos, who had embraced the gospel and communicated it accurately, but without full knowledge, as, according to Luke, he only knew the baptism of John. This couple had a gentle wisdom about them, as we're told that when Priscilla and Aquila heard him, they invited him to their home and explained the way of God more adequately. Apollos may have been a bold speaker, and he is definitely a guy with a good heart, because he is willing to be taught. What's more unusual, though, is the order given here to the couple's names. Listing Priscilla first would tend to indicate that Priscilla took the lead in teaching the gifted evangelist the things he did not know yet. Maybe it's not surprising that over the past few hundred years, many scholars have come to believe that this scholarly woman might well have been the unnamed writer of the book of Hebrews. The travels come fast in this chapter of Acts, but when Paul is led to slow down, it is not random at all. He makes a significant investment in the church at Corinth, but he also invests in a couple that it would seem he met by chance. But it is really a coming together through the working of the Spirit of God that allows Paul's teaching to be multiplied through others who will continue to impact lives long after he departs. Just one couple's quiet instruction of a single individual in their home would go where Paul could not. Apollos is led to Achaia, where he is a great help to those who by grace have believed. And the quiet instruction he received in a couple's home is used in vigorous public debate to prove from the Scriptures that Jesus was the Messiah. Jesus does indeed have many people, truly many different types of people, who serve with different personalities in different ways, some boldly in debate, and some quietly in home instruction, but all to help others encounter the grace of God revealed through Jesus Christ. That's enough for this week. Let's go be active disciples who don't just read the Word, but live the Word.